It stopped.
It did. I don't know. Hi.
Hi.
We're a podcast, and we do dumb things because we're dumb.
And it's been a while since we recorded, actually.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh, shit. Anyway, that love stained. Hi, I'm Nikki, and that's Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
And we are two neurodivergent best friends traveling the neuroverse together because we are living in a neurotypical world and we are not neurotypical girls. Amanda, what are we doing today?
We are doing the classic reading of Reddit posts of the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? Or Am I the A-hole? Yeah.
No, we're going to say asshole.
Yeah.
This is our show. What do we want?
We're not going to be monetized, so it's fine.
It doesn't matter. YouTube already fucking hates us. We had a channel strike for the dumbest shit ever, so it's whatever. Literally, like, not even like a slap on the wrist, like a warning, like a you have a fucking channel strike,
and YouTube
and
is
nobody
like
knows who we are.
Yeah, like YouTube is like 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, and we have like I don't know, like 38 subscribers on YouTube, and we already have a fucking channel strike for something that doesn't even make sense.
I feel like that's a record.
No sense.
I feel like that's a record.
Yeah, no sense whatsoever. No sense at all. We didn't even say anything wrong. We were literally just repeating a word, and they didn't like it.
We were saying the opposite of what they thought we were saying.
Correct. Anyway, I digress. We're not salty about it. We only talk about it like every 3 to 6 episodes. It's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna read Reddit posts today because it's been a lot of time since we have. Yeah, it's not been 1 week. It's been 1 week since you've heard from us, but it's not been 1 week since we've talked. So, do you want to do any catching up? Do you want to tell any stories? Do you have spoons for this, or do you just want to jump into this to the Reddit fucking cesspool and just get to going on this? What do you want to do?
We can catch up a little bit because it has been a while since we recorded together. I was at Nikki's house 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
I left Wednesday after work, and I was there until Sunday afternoon, so quite some time. And then on Thursday, we went to see Avatar in concert, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that was awesome. I literally cried because of how awesome it was. Basically, if you didn't think that you needed 4,000 to 4,500 people singing Secret Tunnel together, you do need that on your bucket list. You do need that.
I know. It's an experience you didn't know you needed in your life, but you needed it. Literally like 4,500 people standing up, freaking out, all cheering, just going, Secret Tunnel! Secret Tunnel!
For a few minutes, because it was like an extended. It was like, and it basically was showing like a whole clip montage of the show. And I looked up, because I was telling Mark about it, I looked up like a video. It was like their London showing, and I guess because it's England, they weren't as fun about it because they were not singing along, at least from what I could hear in that video that I sent Mark. I was like, you guys are not as fun. And like our group of people, like everyone like reacted to like everything, and it was great. I'm glad it wasn't an experience. Like, I don't think I would have minded if no one reacted, but I'm glad when people started reacting, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of those shows where like
where you get to interact and say things. You don't have to be quiet the whole time.
Yeah, because like basically, like it'll have like the title card like you would see in the show, like the episode title cards, but it would say like UA turns into the moon. Everyone would be like, "Aww," and or like Zuko versus Azula, and just it's every time there was a title card of something else, it'd be a whole reaction from like a theater, and this is at the Fox Theater in St. Louis. So I think it has, like, I think I looked it up, I can't remember, like I said, it was like 4,050 or like 4,500. 4 and 5 are in there somewhere. So between 4,000 and 4,500 people, and it was full. There was one family that sat next to us that left like 20 minutes in, and we were like, did they arrive at the wrong theater? Were they confused to where they were at? Was this not what they expected? Like you pay this much money for these tickets, and then you just bounce within 20 minutes of the show.
I'm wondering if they assumed that this was going to be like a cinematic showing of this.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, I don't know, maybe they were confused, or maybe they had some
because they
family
definitely wouldn't have
emergency or
got their money back.
something.
Like they would have got their money back
Right.
because it's non-refundable.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that was great. And then me and Nikki just hung out for that weekend. I since then my work has just been stressful. Like it probably will be until next week. Nikki was even so. What was funny is I went to go message Nikki earlier, like, "Hey, do you want to do tonight or tomorrow for recording?" Because this episode comes out in 2 days, and so under the wire again. And so, but then I get like this really nice message. She's like, if you don't have the spoons for it, you don't have to do it. It's fine. I'll just put a post that we're taking the week off. She's like, I completely understand. I'm not mad at you if you don't want to do it. I'm not going to be mad. I won't and just she was really nice. And I'm like, oh, it's like, no, I felt better. Yesterday was just rough because I am not like I feel like I'm a team player, but I'm not like a group project type of person. I'd rather just do everything myself. And so the fact that the thing that's stressing me out is because something that has to do with my job is I have to wait for other people to do their part, and it was just killing me. Basically, I had to have I'd have some kind of company reply to me in order to do their part, basically the last part I need to finish this project. And I needed anyone from this type of company, and I emailed 6. 3 said they couldn't do it. 2 never replied. The one person that did reply 5 minutes before closing yesterday, he's kind of like a last resort person. He's on our list of approved companies. It literally says only use if no one else is available, because he's just notorious for not replying, not following up very well, and everything. But he was like the only one that did, and I'm like, okay, I love you currently. So
currently you're my best friend.
So I told him what my deadline was, and it's just I feel like other people, like some people have been helpful at work regarding this, and some people have not. Like I'll ask a question and it not get answered, and so I was just stressed the fuck out. And then the weekend I meant to get stuff done around my house, like go through my clothes, clean up my clothes. I meant to like reorganize my back room, and I at least took the boxes. I had boxes of boxes of boxes from when I built my computer. And so I'm the millennial stereotype where I have a drawer full of cords, a bag full of bags, and boxes full of boxes. So I at least got rid of like 2 huge boxes worth of boxes, like broken down boxes. So I at least got that cleaned out.
Well, now I got a basket full of baskets.
Yeah. See, I need to do what she does and have like a basket or have like a bin full of bins, because I keep buying organizational things to basically organize my life, thinking, yeah, this will finally get my ass in gear when it comes to organizing everything. But I just need to get everything together. So that's basically where it's been for me. Just stress this past week and a half.
Yeah, well, listen, we didn't just hang out when you came up here either. You helped me get my entire fucking life together while you were here. So let's just put that shit out on the table for folks. This woman done drove and spent all these days in my house because my house was in a fucking state of disrepair from 2.5 years of being overstimulated and not being able to keep up with my housework, and also then being chronically ill. And then, life happening and everything else. And it was just ridiculous in here. And she helped me completely unfuck my house. So that's also why she's stressed out and tired. It's not just work. She literally came up here and spent 5 days unfucking my house. So thank you again for that, by the way, because that's a lot.
I will say Nikki did do a lot of her own on her own accord, like, because I told her, I said, okay, I'll go up there, because she said, I'm just stressed out. I have so much clutter. I have so much stuff. I can't clean around it. I don't know where to begin. I said, okay, well, when I go up there, we'll just spend these days, like, going through what you need to go through. Well, she spent, like, 2 weeks before I was going, and went through, like, all her bedroom stuff, and went through, like, their office. They moved rooms for one of the bedrooms, like completely moved a whole bedroom to another bedroom, and so so she did spend a lot on her own time. And I told her, I had to like force her. I'm like, Nikki, if you don't sit the fuck down, like right now.
She did several times.
Like, just sit down.
Having none of my bullshit.
I'm like, Nikki, I'm not gonna have you destroy yourself over this. Like, I am perfectly capable. Just sit here, organize this shit. Just sit here.
Yeah. You sit right here. I'm going to hand you things. You go through them and tell me what you need and what you don't need. And I'd sit in a chair and she'd hand me a basket of shit and I'd go through it. And then I'd hand the basket back to her. And then she'd hand me another basket and we'd just keep going. So it worked out, and she is a real friend. And that's what real friends do. Because sometimes your life falls apart and you need someone else to help you come and put it back together. So that's what she did. And I will say, it has been 90% maintained since you left. Other than like the normal day-to-day living in it stuff, right? Like there's papers get put on the table, then I have to find somewhere to put them still, which for now they're going in a different basket. So they're not on my table, but like I've been making sure everyone's picking up after themselves. No dirty clothes are allowed to stay in the bathroom floor. Roomba's been running every night. Like the floors are being picked up so that Roomba can run every night. Dishwasher is getting done every night. And if it doesn't, I crawl up Jordan's ass and make sure it does. And I'm unloading the dishwasher every morning. And like, I'm actually cooking again because my dishes are clean and I can cook the fucking food in the dishes, you know, using the dishes and things that I couldn't use before because they were always fucking dirty. And I feel like I have more spoons now because I'm not constantly weighed down by all this visual fucking clutter everywhere. And so I feel like I have more brain space to be able to muster the spoons to get up and cook a meal, if that makes sense.
And so if any of you are like doubtful about the whole body doubling thing, basically is like you feel like you could do more work if someone else is in the room, even if that person's not helping you. If that person can be sitting there on their phone, but if like I am more ready to do stuff around my house. Like if Nikki just came down and like literally just sat on my couch and watched Netflix, it's like, well, I'd be like, well, I guess it's time to completely organize my life, huh? And so basically it was like body doubling the movie was the weekend.
Yes, body doubling the movie, exactly. So I do think that there's a lot of help in that. And I think it's necessary. I mean, even down to like putting on YouTube, people put their cleaning videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like clean your kitchen with me, or clean your bedroom with me, or Clutterbug. We love Cass from the Clutterbug. She's amazing. I'll link her channel in the description. Did you see that?
That was an orb. That was an orb.
That was a fucking orb. That was no dust. She went like a diss. Actually, it's probably a giant piece of dust because there's a lot of dust floating around my house. We're working on it. That was large. I have not
in charge
refreshed my wards in a while, and we are rolling up on fucking spooky season, so that's a nice reminder to probably refresh my wards. Anyway, witchy thing aside, we have things to read.
Yeah, we do.
Body double things. It works. YouTube helps a lot. We need to read Reddit now. Let's dive in. Let's dive into the Reddit cesspool and let's have some fun. I want to see who's an asshole and who's not. You ready?
Yeah, so basically we just kind of picked top posts in the Am I the Asshole subreddit, the r/AITAH. And so we kind of like skimmed through them, but we just like, oh, this has a lot of comments, this has a lot of votes, and we picked a few dealing with neurotypical or neurodivergent stuff. So, but we're not really going any particular order. We just kind of saved different ones. Let me screen share for subtitle purposes. Let's see. Screen share.
And hopefully we can make it large enough for everyone to read because Reddit text is quite small.
Present. Well, I can zoom in as well.
Okay, cool.
Share screen.
And this is nice because it's just less editing for me because I don't have to like get screen captures of every one of these and put them on the screen and This is our Reddit, by the way. Did you know we have a Reddit account, guys? We have a Reddit. I don't ever put anything on it because I barely know how to use this platform. Which tracks. But we have one. It's / not neurotypical girls. It's the only handle that has nothing to do with the podcast. Just not neurotypical girls. That's our Twitter, whatever. Not Twitter. Fuck Twitter. Our Reddit thing. Whatever they call the Reddit thing, that's what it is. So
a handle, I guess.
Thoughts.
I guess.
Sure, I guess. Our u/. That's our u/.
I don't know.
Our u/ not neurotypical girls.
She's like, oh, can you like do this thing because you're more into Reddit than I am? I'm like, girl, I've probably maybe spent like a few more hours on Reddit than you, and that's not necessarily anything. That's just more like, let's go on Reddit, not signed in, and just scroll through things. That's okay.
Right.
So can you read this?
Can I read it? It's the very first one.
No, I mean, can you see it? I mean, not.
Yes, it does look better. If you can make it a smidge larger, that would be great. And then maybe even if you have to cut off the side area over there where it says.
Won't let me do that. Yeah, it won't let me get rid of this part. I have to.
Okay.
Because it does the tab. It's not doing the whole thing. So.
Okay. Well, just as big as you can get it. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this one says, am I the asshole for walking out of dinner after my boyfriend humiliated me in front of his family over my cooking? I, 26 female, have been with my boyfriend, 28 male, for about a year now. We get along well most of the time, but something happened last weekend that's really been bothering me. We went over to his parents' house for dinner, and ever since, things have been awkward. A bit of backstory. I love cooking. I'm not a professional by any means, but it's something I'm passionate about and take pride in. My boyfriend knows this, but he's constantly comparing my cooking to his mom's. That's automatic red flag. Don't do that.
Rude.
Especially when it comes to her lasagna. Must be Italian. That's Italian thing. That's definitely an Italian son thing.
It's the Italian wars.
Yep. I've heard about this lasagna more times than I can count. So before we leave for his parents' house, he makes this offhand comment. Maybe you'll finally learn how to make lasagna properly tonight. Yours could definitely use some improvement. Sir, those are fighting words. Just want to put that out there. Yeah.
My guy. Okay.
You're sleeping on the couch for the foreseeable future.
Ooh, chow. Okay.
Okay. I tried to laugh it off, but honestly, it hurt my feelings. Still, I brushed it aside because I didn't want to start anything before dinner. We get to his parents' place, and as expected, his mom's lasagna is the star of the meal. Everyone is raving about it, and of course, my boyfriend jumps in to say, oh man, this is real lasagna. OP tried making it once, but let's just say there's a real reason we're all here eating my mom's tonight. Wow. Everyone laughed. I felt embarrassed, but kept smiling to avoid making things awkward. Then he kept going, saying that I burned the sauce. I didn't. And that maybe I should just leave lasagna to the experts. Okay. His family was cracking up, and I sat there, trying not to lose it. It wasn't just a joke to me. It felt like he was putting me down, especially in front of his family, who I'm still trying to make a good impression with. I couldn't handle anymore, so I excused myself from the table and went to sit in the car. A few minutes later, my boyfriend comes out, looking confused, and asks why I left. I told him how hurt I was by his comments, and instead of apologizing, he said I was overreacting, and that it was just a joke. He said I need to stop being so sensitive and learn to take a joke, especially around his family. I was upset and told him that if he thought embarrassing me in front of his family was funny, maybe he should just date his mom's cooking instead. Now, that didn't go over well. He got angry and accused me of ruining the night. Since then, we've barely spoken, and he's waiting for me to apologize. But I feel like he should be the one apologizing. So now I'm wondering, did I take it too far? Was I being overly sensitive, or was I right to walk out after being embarrassed like that? Am I the asshole? So, no, you're not. End of speech.
Yeah. So, okay. I can give the opposite. I can give the opposite thing here. I could see how coming from a family where their version of loving you was picking on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if this is a suspected Italian family, as I'm assuming it is because we are feuding over lasagna, this hella stereotype we're inserting right now, so please don't come for us Italians.
They're Garfield the cat.
Yeah, or they're Garfield, one of the two. I was raised in a family that showed love by harassing and picking on you. Does that make it right? And does everybody take it that way? No, but me personally, this just sounds like what my family would do to people. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. And they're truly not being assholes. It's just how they tease you, right? Like, every day my grandfather would bitch about my grandmother's food. Like, what he did. He'd eat the whole fucking plate and then go get more food, but he just liked to fuck with her. So he'd be an asshole about the food. She knew he was kidding. He obviously didn't go. She eventually would tell him, fucking eat it or starve. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it, go cook something for your goddamn self. That's just how they played with each other. Does it go too far sometimes? Yes. Do I think he should have doubled down this hard? Probably not. If they've not been cooking very long, if they've not been dating very long, this said about a year. So maybe they're still trying to like establish a good relationship with the family. Maybe we don't go this hard just yet. So I feel like two things can be true at the same time. Maybe they really didn't mean to be this ignorant, but I do think he was kind of being an asshole. Maybe not simply just to be an asshole, but it definitely was
I feel like at least here, maybe she has a hard time standing up for herself when she said, when he told her, like, maybe you'll finally learn how to make lasagna properly tonight, like, before they got to the house, and she tried laughing off, like, okay, maybe you should, like, at that point, and I'm a person that doesn't like confrontation, so I get, like, trying to laugh something off to avoid it, so I feel like if it really bothered you, you should have just been like, hey, can you just not do that tonight?
I'd be like, well, you fucking ate it, didn't you? You know, like, that's just, because in families like that, if that's the family culture, what gets it to stop is when you quit back, right? So, like, they're trying to get a reaction out of you because they want to play, right? So if you can quit back and play with them, then it's going to end up ending the interaction in a positive way. And I think it just sort of, listen, I'm just giving you how to toxic family 101, okay? That's all I'm trying to tell you here. It's really not. It's just kind of how we grew up, and my family is wonderful. They have their issues, but they're fucking great. And so, like, this is just kind of how we did things. But I can totally understand how it can be perceived as asshole behavior. And I don't know this person. Maybe they really were being an asshole. So I don't know. I'm on the fence on this because I can see both sides of the coin. I'm on the fence. Is there a third option? Can we come up with a third option? We need to come up with a third option by the end of this.
I think my third option was you should have spoken up before. Like,
if it bothered you, this should have been a conversation before the parents' house.
Yeah, like, especially because I'm assuming this wasn't the first time you've been to the parents' house. You guys been dating a year, and she didn't make it seem like it was the first time. Okay, so next one. This isn't necessarily a top one. I picked it because I have a funny story to kind of go. It's not really a story, but kind of just a little anecdote to go with this. So it said, "Am I the asshole for going to a funeral when I got uninvited?"
Ooh, damn! How do you get uninvited to a funeral?
I can tell you. I didn't read this. The title though reminded me of something that I'll bring up after. It said, "This was a few months ago, so I don't know why I'm obsessing, but I still don't know if I was in the wrong. Long story short is my ex-wife was his sister. So the guy who died, his sister was his ex-wife. Okay. So brother-in-law, I guess. He was my best friend. I met him and then married his sister, which I now know complicates things. So you're best friends with the guy and they become brother-in-laws. Okay.
Gotcha.
She told me not to go, but she's my ex-wife, so you can understand why. So basically, if the ex-wife tells him, don't come to my brother's funeral, and he goes, fuck off, no.
Yeah.
So, and then, anyway, I went and lasted 10 minutes and then got gently kicked out, which I didn't resist. But did I fuck up with that situation? Funerals are for the living, right? And I get the marriage was fucked, and I apologize for that, but I don't know why me being in a room is the end of the world. Well, sir, one, it depends on what you did. It depends on why. Like,
what did you do?
Yeah. I severely doubt it was just a matter of, like, that's your ex-wife. I severely doubt that's the only reason. Like, you guys got divorced for a reason.
Right.
So, it said funerals are for the living, right? OP, and this is a comment. It said funerals for the living, right? OP, apparently the living didn't want you there. It said, you're the asshole. Did you ever ask your ex-wife why you couldn't be there? You assumed, oh, it's just an ex-wife being an ex-wife, but maybe nobody in his family wanted you there, and your ex was just the one to tell you about it. You cannot just assume that you can just show up, especially when the people that handled everything specifically told you they didn't want you there. I hope somebody shows up to an event for you just because they think they should be able to, regardless of what's said. And someone replied to that, it sounds like he was a shitty husband and not the best friend. OP, leave these people alone. It sounds like the deceased family wishes they never met you. And it's like, for all we know, it could have been a request of his former friend they not be allowed to, at the wedding. The reason why I bring this up is because I'm not going to get like really any details, but there was a member. We had two members. They were, together. They would call, on each other's account, whatever. Then all of a sudden they got divorced. Okay.
Oh boy.
So then the wife died. And I don't remember why we looked this up, but we looked up her. It's because, like, normally when we want to, like, verify, because, like, when someone calls in, like, oh, so and so died, and so we need and we're like, okay, we'll need, like, death certificate, whatever, so you have claims to whatever.
Right.
And so anyway, we look up the obituary, and basically what we theorize is they got divorced because husband was fooling around with someone that is young enough to be their daughter, and they have a daughter, and this girl is the same age of their daughter.
Yikes.
And the obituary literally said, like, nice long obituary. It was like, newspaper one, and then it said, ex-husband and Little Miss Thing are not to be allowed at the funeral. That's what the obituary named them by name, to say they were not allowed to be at the funeral. And so we were like, so that's probably what happened, because we were wondering, because we're like, but they always called on each other's, like, account, and basically this guy, even if he didn't fool around, he also got into a shootout with police in the middle of in my town, in the middle of a busy intersection. I mean, he went to jail. I think he's still in jail, but he got into in like the biggest intersection in my town. He got into a shootout with them. And Little Miss Thing has been trying to take the money from the account. She's submitted POA paperwork, which we denied because we're like, this was basically written in crayon. No. But Little Miss Thing is not only with this guy. She's on another account with another old guy. So basically, I feel like she's like a Black Widow, but she doesn't kill him. She's on another account with another old guy, and as soon as he gets any sort of huge money, like including retirement, whatever, she just takes it. She just takes it and puts it in her own account, or her kids' accounts, whatever. So she's basically stringing along two old men, one of which is in jail. And like I said, the wife's family said, these two are not allowed at the funeral. So that's why I picked this one. So, dude, you are an asshole. They asked you not to be there. It wasn't just an ex-wife being an ex-wife. Like, especially because it makes it seem like you weren't really... it feels like he just went just to be a dick. Because it's like...
Yeah.
If you would have said, oh, my buddy, like, would have want me there, or, I was best friends with him until he died, it seems like they weren't. Like, they probably had a falling out after he divorced his friend's sister.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there would have been more context.
Yes.
To that if, if it was, I don't know. I think so. I think you probably should just not go.
Yeah. If a family is requesting you don't go, if you don't go to the funeral, that's like the one event. Like that and like a wedding.
Right.
If they request do not come, you don't fucking come. So, yeah. Let's see. This is one more of the neurodivergent leaning. Am I the asshole for finally breaking and telling my friend she probably doesn't have ADHD? My friend, male, my friend M. Okay. My friend M self-diagnosed ADHD something like 5 years ago. I told them to speak to their GP, general practitioner, I guess, and get tested if they really thought they had ADHD. We live in a country with free healthcare, so that's probably the UK. So it wouldn't cost M a dime, just the process. When M said they probably had ADHD, I started as supportive, urged them to talk to an expert and get tested. My SSRIs have changed my life, so if she can get help, she should. I don't know what SSRI stands for. Like, is that
depression
prescription
meds.
or something? Okay, I was looking at prescription meds. Or something.
A kind of them.
Yeah. However, my friend said it wasn't that big of a deal because it didn't affect them much. Over the last 5 years, they often bring up their ADHD whenever anything vaguely uncomfortable or inconvenient happens. They're almost never late, but the one time they are, sorry, it's my ADHD. The moment they struggle focusing on something, they pull the card. If we, pre-COVID, were at a restaurant with a friend group and M was rudely on her phone, she says, it's because I have ADHD. Last year, I had to talk her out of illegally buying ADHD meds off some uni student, selling them for tests. I told her there are various ADHD meds, and even if she does have ADHD, the ones he's selling might not even work. If she felt meds would help her, please see a doctor. Over the years, resentment has built up. I've a host of diagnosed mental illness as well as adult diagnosed autism. I went to the doctor because my life was a mess. Excuse me. M is not teaching themselves healthy coping mechanisms through ADHD self-help sites. M is not going to the doctor. M describes her own life as unaffected by the ADHD she claims she has. I shut my mouth because I'm not a professional, and maybe M does have ADHD, I don't know. But now with Corona, M has been going on and on and on about how she obviously has ADHD because staying at home has been so hard on her. I said that has nothing to do with ADHD. I've been working from home since March. The whole country has had multiple lockdowns. We all leave home as little as possible and almost never see friends or family. Everyone is tired, struggles focusing, etc. In Corona times, everyone I know has been dealing with the psychological and physical effects of such low contact and barely leaving the house. She said that wasn't fair because she has ADHD. Okay, this girl sounds like a brat. It just sounds like a brat. I said she should probably get an official diagnosis if she was struggling so much, but she said it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, girl, okay, so it either affects you. You can't keep using, like, it either affects you or it doesn't. You pick one.
Yeah.
Like, could I like, I've been going my entire life, like, basically unmedicated, undiagnosed, up until last year. But I also don't really tend to say, like, oh, this happened because of ADHD. Like, I'll say stuff like, oh, I'm completely burnt out. I don't say, oh, I'm burnt out because of ADHD. I just say, I feel burnt out.
Right.
It's because everyone feels burnt out.
Right.
I snapped and said she probably didn't have ADHD and that she still hasn't seen a doctor because she knows he might not diagnose her. She yelled back she had ADHD and I was being discriminatory. I said she might have ADHD, but that we'd never know because she just likes the label and refuses to see a doctor if her life is so impacted. She said some mean shit about my home life and ended the call. Some friends in our group are saying I was a massive asshole, but others are thanking me because they've been keeping their mouth shut for years. I'm just looking for a reality check, I guess. Then there's edit. It says, holy crap, I just got back. This blew up. I don't think I can reply to everyone. Thanks for the replies, though. It appears most judgments are not the asshole. Thank you guys for the reality check. So I'll read comments.
Not the asshole.
Yeah, like, because I get, like, wanting to support your friend, but, like, I've had friends that, not necessarily, like, ADHD or anything, but basically hypochondriacs to where, like, you can't, like, there's one friend in particular that I have that they constantly act like everything's out of their control. Everyone's against them. This whole victim mentality. And I get it. That's a real mental block, a real mental struggle. And there's something deeper than just saying like, oh, get the fuck over it. Like everyone has these problems. Like today or yesterday or whatever, they posted that, oh, this job I have, my new job, my boss like said I was doing a great job and blah blah. It feels so great to be appreciated or something. Completely negating the fact that a few months ago they were going on an absolute spiral, and like basically manic depressive spiral of everything sucks. I can never do anything right. I have all these jobs. Like when I've seen the resume is like every 3 months, every 3 to 6 months, new job. Sometimes multiple jobs every 3 to 6 months. But then it's like, so it's basically like an up and down. And I get, obviously, that is a mental thing. You have to see, and I think they see a therapist for whatever they see a therapist for. But it's the whole, everything's against me. But and people in their comments are constantly saying, well, here's how to fix your problem. Here's the solution. But then they have excuses to why they can't do that, which sounds like this person.
Right.
Well, okay, well, if you're acting like you have all these problems because of ADHD, well, here's how to do it. Especially because you live in a country where healthcare is free. I understand, like, free healthcare also has the caveat of longer wait times. It can take longer to get a diagnosis. I mean, here it's almost impossible to get a diagnosis as an adult, like for autism, at least one that takes no less than a year usually. So when they're, especially
that's
like
if you can get someone to refer you to someone who can do it, and then find a diagnostician who can do it.
So this just like I said, just reminded me of my friend where you complain that this is affecting you. And so when you're presented with solutions, like legitimate, tangible solutions, and then your response is, well, it's not really that bad, or this is the excuse of why I can't do that. So I feel like this friend that posted this is not the asshole. I feel like they had a breaking point of, there's only so much I can do. Like, I can't just keep sitting here and like you constantly blame this on your ADHD when you won't for sure go get tested, whether or not you have it. Like, especially like, it's not even just the tested, it's not even the official diagnosis. Like, okay, let's say their friend gets diagnosed with ADHD, you get medication, then your problems are fixed. Like, I feel like I've been in a lot better place since I started taking ADHD meds. Like, I feel like I'm less moody. I feel like I'm less depressed. Like, there's certain things that have happened that I feel like would have put me in a deep depressive episode, but if it weren't for these medications. So I feel like most of these comments, like the top one has 9,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. Like you said, she might have it, but she's using something self-diagnosed to try and justify her behavior. It's frustrating to have actual health conditions, and having to listen to someone who does this. I can see why you snapped. It's kind of like for you having all your health problems right now. It'd be like if I just all of a sudden decided that I had like MS or something, that I had, that I just was like, all this problems because of MS, and then you're like, okay, well, go get a doctor and go get a diagnosis. I'm like, no, it doesn't really affect me that much though. But then continuously complaining.
But it will. Yeah.
But it will.
It's like, it's gonna scar your entire fucking brain and spinal cord at some point.
But then,
crazy bitch.
continuously complaining about like, oh, this and this are affecting me because of the MS that I'm for sure I know I have. And they're like, but why don't you just get diagnosed then? Well, it's not really important. I just know I have it. I don't need a doctor to tell me that I have it. Also, I thought this was recent stuff, but I guess not, because this is posted 4 years ago. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, girl, I don't know. I don't know if it's recent or not. I was just clicking shit. So I don't know how to read it. We're winging it.
We're winging it. So basically, we determined the poster is not an asshole. I'm not saying necessarily their friend is an asshole. I feel like their friend is just, I feel like they want to not necessarily feel special, but want some kind of explanation for how they feel sometimes. And it's like they said, it's like, okay, you're usually on time. Like, for me, being on time is not really a problem, but I don't also say if, like, I'm late. Like, even today, I was late to work for, like, 5 minutes, and I told my, coworker, I said, "Oh, I was late today," which my boss doesn't really care if I'm late that amount of time. And I told him, it's like, that'd be like me, like, "Oh, I was late because of my ADHD." No, I was late, and I just outright said, "No, I was late because I was looking for a knee brace, and I couldn't find it in the place where I thought it was," which is, like, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, yeah, I was just late because of my ADHD." No, that wasn't the reason.
Okay, before we do another one, I need to do a potty break.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna hit pause.
Okay.
All right, and we're back. Sorry.
And we're back.
Small potty break.
Okay. Nikki has child side bladder.
Yeah.
So I picked this one because obviously everyone, if you even listen to like one episode of ours, you know I don't like Trump. So I thought this was more of a funny one. Plus I don't understand HOAs, which is a homeowner association. Like, why should I pay you? Why should I pay you? Especially like, you don't mow my lawn, you don't like do anything. You expect me to keep up everything. Like, I understand like there's obviously like city ordinances, like don't have your grass a certain height, whatever, blah blah. Right. So this one, but like telling you how your house can look, like what color can be, that sort of stuff is fucking weird.
You can fuck all the way off.
Like, and I'm pretty liberal, like the whole, but I'm also like, just stay the fuck out of my life. That sort of like, I'm also like that sort of thing. So this one says, "Am I the asshole for renaming my guest Wi-Fi to Fuck Trump 2024 because my HOA banned political signs?" So my HOA has had a long-standing rule about no political signs in the yard to quote-unquote keep the neighborhood looking nice. Fine, whatever, but I wasn't about to let them silence my opinions that easily. Since they couldn't regulate my Wi-Fi, I did the next best thing, renamed my SSID to Fuck Trump 2024. I figured, hey, if I can't put up a sign in the yard, at least I can broadcast my thoughts over Wi-Fi. That was over a year ago. It's been there ever since, popping up everyone's devices whenever they're in range. Fast forward to now, and some of the neighbors are just now realizing it. I guess they don't check their networks that much. One guy even complained about how offensive it is and told me to change it. I'm also like, how would you know that's his? I'm starting to wonder.
Right? How do you know it's his?
Yeah, right. I guess like you just process of elimination. Like, he's the closest.
I guess rolling up and get close to it, and it's got to be his. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if he's mad about the Wi-Fi name or that I've outsmarted the HOA for so long. So am I the asshole for sticking to the HOA through my Wi-Fi?
Absolutely not, sir. You're a fucking genius.
Yeah, like, right? So top comment says, excuse me, reminds me of a house in the older section of my town where the SSID is Brandon is the best grandson. Way to go, Brandon. And if you're not in the US or don't follow US politics, which, fair, I don't blame you. But like, Brandon is like the name that they gave him to be cute. Like, when they say like, "Let's go, Brandon," which was like a mishearing of this lady at like a NASCAR event where the crowd was chanting "Fuck Joe Biden," and she thought they were saying "Let's go, Brandon," because the guy she was talking to, I think the driver she was talking to was named Brandon. I feel like that's what it was, or one of the drivers was Brandon, and so she thought they were saying, "Oh, let's go." She's like, "Oh, let's go, Brandon. That's nice," but they were saying "Fuck Joe Biden." So to try to be cutesy, and because they feel like everyone censors them, they just say "Let's go, Brandon." They made T-shirts, and now all these people that made these T-shirts are out millions of dollars because Joe Biden is no longer running for president, and so I am playing the world's smallest violin for them.
Girl, I have to tell you, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I have to tell you this. I got a good old chuckle the other morning when I was going. I don't remember where I was going or why, but it was early in the morning. And I was driving through that town that's between my town and the other large town that I have to go to for all the big things.
Yeah.
And right across the street from the McDonald's there is a now defunct Hardee's, because they done closed all the fucking Hardee's around here.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, they closed
And
one
this
on
tiny, yeah, and this tiny little table with the tiniest little, like umbrella canopy thing I have ever seen, with a poster board, the 80-cent poster board from the Walmart, written in marker, says Trump 2024 merch. It's just a little table, half obscured by a bush.
Oh my god.
Sitting in a defunct Hardee's parking lot. And I was like, that's exactly where it belongs. I was so excited. I had a good old chuckle.
All it needs is right next door. Across the street should be a church, and right next door should be a lion's den.
Oh shit. I was so tickled. I was so tickled. That was a nice little chuckle for the morning. It was so cute. I was like, look how cute they think they are with their little tiny ass folding table and their little tiny canopy and their little 80-cent Walmart sign that says 2024 Trump 2024 merch on it. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't a soul there. There wasn't even a person at the table that I could see. So I don't know if they had fucked off to go find them some breakfast or what, but there was nobody there. So I was tickled. Anyway, moving on. I'm sorry. I just had to tell that story.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to read one?
Yeah, you can. I just was looking at the comments. Let me see. Yeah, it says, by the way, like most people are like, not the asshole. The rule only applies to yard signage and not Wi-Fi names.
So. Right, shit. The fuck out of my Wi-Fi, HOA.
You wanna read?
You can still put it on the screen. Let me know which one you're doing, and I'll click on it on my thing, because I'm following along on my other screen.
Okay, yep.
Telling my girlfriend I don't want to get married right now. Oh, shit. Okay, this one is, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't want to get married right now because she's battling cancer? Oof.
Oof.
We went from jokey to Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Me, 26 male, and my girlfriend, 24 female, have been dating for almost 5 years. Since very early on, we agreed to when we wanted to get married to avoid the why isn't my boyfriend proposing arguments. And we agreed that I'd propose on our 5th anniversary and wedding plans would follow. Fair enough. However, 6 months ago, she got diagnosed with cancer. I won't mention which type to protect her privacy since it's quite rare. It's fair enough. Good for him. She is very much kicking cancer's ass and expected to be well within a year, but chemo is rough. She is still the most beautiful woman to me. Aw, but there is no denying she looks visibly ill, even if she wears a wig, pale, much skinnier than her usual self, bones popping out and all. She is also constantly throwing up, tired and in pain, and as expected from someone going through this. A few days ago, she asked me why I haven't brought up ring selecting yet, since our 5th anniversary is coming up in a month. I was surprised she brought this up, and I told her that I assumed wedding plans were on hold until she's better. She looked hurt and said that she still wants to get married no matter what. I told her I'm so sorry, but I don't want to get married while she's in this condition. She asked if I no longer considered her worthy because of her cancer. Oh my God. I said absolutely not, and if she wants to, I can take her to the courthouse right now and get married by law, even take her ring shopping before. And what I have an issue with is that I don't want our once-in-a-lifetime wedding and honeymoon to be remembered in a time like this. I don't want to think back of our wedding day years later and remember her being this ill. I don't want to look at our pictures years into the future and be reminded of how ill she was looking. I also told her that I don't expect to wait until she's totally cancer-free, but at least she can hold it down, at least until she can hold down a full meal. I feel like it's reasonable for me to want to postpone plans until 6 months later because of circumstances. She told me this isn't fair and that years ago we agreed to be getting married on our 5th year of dating, and it's not fair that I'm changing the deal now and punishing her for having cancer. I told her that the agreement we had was under the obvious assumption that we were both somewhat decent health like if I promise to take my niece to the amusement park on her birthday, it's fair to assume that means I'll take her if there is no thunderstorm and if she doesn't have COVID and if we don't have a car crash on the way there. Plus, I'm ready to get legally married at this moment if she wants to. It's just our wedding, something I want to recall in happiness. She asked if I would have a wedding with her if this was her condition forever. I told her I would, but this is not her condition forever. She is Since she is expected to get much better within 6 months and totally okay within a year. So there is no good reason why we should have to have a wedding right now other than but you promised. I also mentioned that if her prognosis were to change and recovery would take much longer, I would not be waiting indefinitely to get married, and I promised her we'll only delay things for 1 year maximum no matter her condition. She didn't say anything else and started crying at that point. Went to the guest room and locked the door. No matter how many times I knocked, she didn't answer, so I figured she wants to be alone now. I get that this is hard for her. She has had to defer her medical school admission for a year and I know this feels like one more thing cancer is putting on hold. But I also feel like it's not unreasonable for me to want to have a good memory of my wedding day and not remember that day with the bride struggling to walk, dance, or eat anything. I don't feel like I'm out of line for wanting to wait a few months. On the other hand, I understand we had an agreement to get married by a certain time, and if I wanted any conditions for that, I should have mentioned it. But I also don't think any young person in excellent health would feel the need to include that provision. That was a long one.
I will say this one, okay. So I don't feel like he's completely an asshole because if he would have mentioned it was because of money, yes, he would have been an asshole. Like if he said, I don't want to spend money on something, basically I want to spend money on a wedding, like if you're going to croak in 6 months, right? Like,
right.
He never once mentioned money.
I'm sorry, that was awful. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny. The way you said that, I don't want to spend money if you're going to croak in 6 months. Sorry. God damn it, Amanda.
You're
welcome. Laughing at inappropriate shit. God damn it. Okay, go ahead.
So I definitely see both sides of this because it's like, okay, she might see it as like, because obviously he didn't mention money. He might obviously have mentioned money if this is a true story. He might have mentioned money in real life. He just didn't mention in the post. I'm just going based on what he posted.
Right.
But she might see it as I want to get married to you anyway. I'm the person with the cancer. I don't care what I look like in the pictures. Right. I don't care if I'm obviously wearing a leg, if I have an oxygen mask on, if whatever. I don't care. Right. I still want to be married to you because I love you. But then he's like, but I don't want to have. My thought process is, okay, say you don't get married. And then what if one of you, even if one of you dies in a car crash? So like the day after you're supposed to get married or whatever, but you didn't get married. But also you can always redo wedding pictures. You could always touch them up. Like there's people like great photographers, great are you freezing on me? Hello?
I don't think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it just you were very frozen for a minute.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, so you could very well redo the pictures. Like say you get married on the day that you guys promised to get married, she's not looking her best. And that could happen. She could still be needing a wig, she could still be pale, but whatever. Like you can Photoshop shit out very easily at that point. And like you said, if she wants, if she's supposed to be good within a year, then just retake the pictures. Just redo the pictures.
Yeah.
So, but I also feel like her point, like, I'm not saying she's being unreasonable, but it's also like she's not really seeing it from his side either. Like, obviously, it's her body, it's her her with the cancer. I don't care what I look like in the pictures. I want to be married to you anyway, and that's fine. But I kind of see where, like, it's like he's like, I just don't want our, like, this is supposed to be happy state of our life. I just don't want it to be marred by your illness, which it's not him. I don't think it's him blaming her or punishing her.
No.
I feel like he's like, I don't want you to, this could cause you to be more sick. Like if you have to plan a wedding, like you have to deal with chemo and all this stuff, and you're trying to get to medical school, it just might not be the right time. So I definitely, like, what are your thoughts on it before I look at the comments?
I mean, listen, I don't know. First, let me just look at it from like how I feel like she's probably feeling right now. I do feel like it's probably one of those things where, and I looked at the comments a little bit, but I do feel like it's probably one of those things where like this is just one more thing cancer is taking from her, and she was looking so forward to doing this, and she's not able to see past her state right now because she's just, maybe that was the one fucking thing she's been clinging to fight as hard as she's been fighting this whole time. And now he's taking it from her, and maybe he just didn't understand that was her one fucking glimmering light, was that I can get through this because I know at this time,
I can see that
I'm going to get married. Like I can see that, right? I can see that. But now that we know the prognosis is good, right? And now that we know that she's got time and that she's only going to get healthier from here, I think she just needs time to process everything and understand that what he's trying to say to her is that the doctors are telling you, if you can just hold on for the big day, like if you can just hold on, like you can get better. If she can't even eat,
right,
and she can't even hardly walk right now, like it's not the time to be wedding planning. And I think as someone who is outside looking in, and someone, not saying I have cancer because I don't, like I'm not comparing my situation to hers because it's fucking different and very different, and I'm not going to go there, but like sometimes I get in my own head about how situations and things should go, and because I think I'm capable of doing more than I am, someone who's like on the outside looking in has to come in and tell me, maybe this isn't the way to do that, right? Like maybe we should wait. And I feel like this is one of those situations, but it's on such an escalated level because she was given a diagnosis of a fucking rare ass cancer, but now everything's fine and fine as it can be. But I see his side though. Like I get it. As an outsider looking in,
because she's not the only one to get married. Her. Like it's his wedding too. So
correct. And I don't think he's coming at it from the fact is like, I don't want my wedding pictures to have my wife looking like that. It's I think he's trying to think about, in 5-10 years when she looks back on this, she's going to be fucking devastated that she didn't wait till she was at least a little bit healthier so she could eat her wedding cake, so like she could walk down the aisle.
Like, say they planned it for 6 months. They said, like, she'd be fine in, like, 6 months and, like, really good after a year. Like, even if you did 6 months, which to me feels like it's still within the 5th year of them being together.
Right.
Which is what the plan was. So, even if, like, she could at least start planning, like, a small wedding. Like, not a big old destination wedding, not a wedding with 300 guests, whatever. Like, a wedding of, like, 50 people, something local, like maybe a park, maybe, you know, like your whatever, if they go to church, maybe a church.
Yeah.
But something like small, like if you think you're going to be good, if the doctor says you're going to be good in 6 months, and you're going to be looking fine enough, you might still have to be wearing a wig because your hair won't grow that fast. So if you're going to be wearing a wig, but you're going to be looking better, I feel like that's a good compromise. You can have like a small wedding, and then you can always, like, for your 5-10 year anniversary, go all out for like a bigger wedding.
Right.
So like,
and the fact that he's willing to take her to the courthouse right now and marry her, like
that's
tomorrow.
Not the problem. Yeah, like that's why I'm like hesitant to, like, I'm like saying, like, he's not really an asshole because it's not a I don't want to get married to her because what if she dies like the next day? Like, I don't want to do it because of the money. Like, he's willing to marry her.
He wants to save the dog and pony show for when she feels better, because it will be better of an experience for both of them when she can physically walk down the aisle and she can eat her cake and dance with him. It sounds like right now she couldn't even fucking dance with him for their first dance if she wanted to, or walk down the aisle or eat a piece of fucking cake. So like, why would we want to be doing wedding things right now? And it takes he hasn't even proposed yet. It says right here in the first line that he hasn't come up with it. Do I think he should fucking propose to her still? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you are an asshole.
Still propose to her. Yes, you are an asshole if you're waiting to propose. Just do that part, okay? Please just propose to her. Make that special. Give her that special fucking moment. Take her ring shopping. Go do the fucking thing, okay? If her finger gets bigger, fucking like go get it sized, right? Like just go do that at least, but then also know that it takes 6 months. It takes sometimes 2 years to plan a wedding. Mm-hmm. So like, we're not looking at like, I don't know, maybe he had some grand fucking proposal planned or something too. I don't know, but like, maybe she's not sad that there's not going to be this grand thing happening because she's looking at it like, I'm going to be fucking better in 2 years. Why won't you still propose to me? Like, just... I don't know. I feel like he needs to propose to her for sure.
Yeah, this is the one that... This is basically what I was saying. Like, take her to the courthouse right now for a small ceremony and have the actual big party when she's better. You can even reaffirm your vows at the big party if you wanted. This one says, if you've come back on the deal. Arguments aside, you single-handedly decided not to follow up on the deal you made. She has been going through hell, and this wedding was keeping her going. Whatever happened, however bad she felt, at least she had this to look out for. I get your reasoning, I do, but it sounds like you want to forget this ever happened. Erase this year from your lives. For her, it has been and is very impactful. She'll live with this forever. This changed her and will be part of her, as well as the sense of it can come back. She wants to know you're there for her, even in her broken state. It sounds like you only want her when she's healthy, when her appearance covers the brokenness inside. And sure, a wedding, when you don't have the energy for it or can't keep down the food, is not what you had in mind. But had you proposed and she'd been pregnant and suffering from HG, or she came down with the flu and wasn't bedridden but still not her best, would you marry her then? It would still mar the image you have of a perfect wedding. It says in sickness and in health like nothing else. Life dealt her this card, and you don't get to go back on your promise because of that. She has to give up a lot this year. Time for you to stand by her and give up on this perfect wedding idea. She still might not get better. This is life, not a romance novel. Propose and marry her like you promised because you love her. See, that, like, I can agree too. It's like, just but also this does not saying, like, he's not saying I'm not gonna marry you until you're better. He said I'm willing to marry you right now. Like, I don't like this is what this comment missed. Like, he's not saying I don't want to marry you. I have to have the perfect wedding. He's literally saying I will marry you right now. It just I don't want to do this whole big thing when you are not able, like, you are not up to it. Like, if you can't even get out of bed, how do you expect to have a big wedding? And so I
still think he owes her the proposal. Yeah, I do. I still think he did. Yeah, and this was only posted a day ago.
Yeah.
So I hope he proposes. I hope that he figures at least that bit out. If she does want to, like, seriously get married, like, right now, then I think he should do that at the courthouse thing and just do that, and then they can have their ceremony when she's physically healthier, and they both have the time, energy, and brain power to devote to a wedding planning and all that.
Right. Yes. Dude, so he should definitely at least go ring shopping. At least give her the ring. Like, she obviously, that's important to her. So
I don't think he's trying to be an asshole.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's like seeing her side. Like, we made a deep.
Yeah.
So I think that probably wraps it up for this one. We do have more that we plan on reading.
Yeah.
But this pretty much wraps it up for what we got so far. We have a good number for next time.
So we saved enough. That's good.
Yes.
I'm glad we saved enough. All right, folks. You want to kill your screen share, or I can do it, I guess. There we go.
There we go.
Kill the screen share. All right, we're going to hit the fun and fuckery portion. Here we go. I love it. Okay. So, because this episode's coming out in 2 days, I do feel like we can finally talk about things in more of a fucking, current era conversation. If y'all have not seen it yet, I changed our logos and shit again because I can. Because I can. And Amanda liked it too. So that's what fucking happened. We were digging our fun and fuckery kind of vibe we were getting with that video. So I was like, let's apply that to all of our marketing. And I'm kind of loving my little unicorn posts, and I'm feeling like we need some brightness in our life. Jeremy was kind of mystical and, and Jeremy was an era. And I don't know that Jeremy is dead forever. But Jeremy has fucked off to some distant land.
Think of this as this is the between seasons lull. Like, so we had our season finale of the cliffhanger, literally. So we had the season finale. So now we're just in the slow period of those.
We did you like Rings of Power, does you? Where they make you wait a year.
Yep. And pretty much every show.
Until you get it back.
If you're Stranger Things, it's like 2 years. Same with Handmaid's Tale, 2 years, 2-3 years.
So he'll come back at some point when I don't fucking know. But right now we're in our bright, poppy, fun colors, donut letters, chaotic fucking bullshit
Skeletons,
era. So
because spooky.
Yeah. Skeletons also because that's all we have anymore. So
all we got is our bones.
That's all we got. Anyway. Yeah. Also, I'm wearing some earrings that I mated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of them. I'm gonna take it out so you can see. I'm trying to start making some cool jewelries, and I made this with letter, and you can't see it, but there it is.
Put your hand behind
if you're watching, you'll be able to see it. Do that influencer thing where they put their hand behind things.
Yeah.
And it's not working because my thing won't focus. Focus, Ninja Bee. There we go. It's leather with like a little stone, which is hard to see right now because the light's too bright.
You also did your nails with the nail kit you bought.
I did my nails with the nail kit I bought. Then so I made some little leather earrings. It is real leather. Vegans, I'm sorry about your life. It was cheap.
It's more of the cow's life, but
Yeah, well, it is whatever. It was already in the store, so it's not like I went out and killed a cow to get it. So it's fine. Anyway, let's do a Mad Lib.
Let's do it. Let's do the thing.
Let's do it. Do the thing. All right, ma'am. I need from you some words.
Words.
Part of the body, please.
Thrapple.
The what?
Apparently, I looked it up because I for some reason that word came to mind, and I'm like, is that even a body part? Apparently, it's like the Scottish word for the trachea, the windpipe, or at least the Old English word for it is the thrapple. You can look it up if you want.
THRAPPLE?
Yeah.
Like apple with a THR?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can Google it.
I feel like that's fake news, but it's fine. It's fine.
Trump, I can seriously just prove it right now and literally show you. So
you're gonna fact check me live.
No,
live fact checkers at play.
I'm not gonna do the Vance thing. I'm like, I just make up stories so the media will pay attention. It's like, sir, come on. Mother.
And then I'm gonna go home and fuck a couch.
Is that fake news?
Like Charlie Murphy. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Okay, adjective, please.
Nebulous.
Is it
L-O-U-S?
Yeah, okay. Thought so.
Like rodents of unusual size.
What?
Like rodents of unusual size, R-U-S's.
What is that from again?
Princess Bride.
That's right, Princess Bride. I was like, wait a minute, I know that. It's deep in my head. It's deep in there. And then I was like, but wait, it's not coming to me. It's buried. I haven't watched that movie in years. I still have their whatever some odd decade edition of it that came out that's still in the wrapping. I never took it out.
I have the 25 anniversary. I think 25 anniversary Blu-ray is what I have.
I think that's what it is. It's like a pink outside with like foiling on it. No. Okay. Well, then I don't know. I don't know what I have.
It's okay.
It's cute. Okay. Anyway, occupation.
Dolphin trainer.
Oh my god. Of course, because that's what you wish you could have been. Dolphin trainer. Okay, verb.
Square dance.
Okay. This tracks. Okay. Animal.
Poison dart frog.
Poison dart frog. Type of food.
Durian.
Durian. Okay. Isn't that the stuff that smells awful?
Yeah, like usually it comes in cans, I think, and like when you open the can, you basically gag. So I'm like, why would you want to eat that?
I don't know. People are dumb.
I mean, you can eat it normally too, but Crayola eating glue sniffer.
Okay.
I have my reasonings. I will not be stating them, but
whatever, man. It's just dumb. Okay.
You're dumb.
It's gonna be a good sentence though. Okay. Adjective.
Finger licking.
Oh, I love that.
Or finger licking good.
I never thought of that.
Or finger licking good if you want. Whichever makes sense.
Finger licking good. Noun.
Love triangle.
Oh my god, stop making them make sense.
Which is funny because she literally took a picture of it and I just wrote the words at work. Like she took a picture of like this part to where I
took a picture of what needed to go in and not like the actual story. So she didn't even look at the story. They all make sense. Noun.
Edible underwear.
Oh my god. Do you remember when those were like all the rage and everyone was doing it and everyone was like it was like this thing where
and usually they're red, like they look like a licorice.
Yeah.
You know?
Like fruit roll up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Noun again. Actually, two more.
White girl's collection of crystals. And yes, I thought of you.
White girl. We call those crystal bitches. Thank you very much.
White girl's collection of crystals.
Collection.
I like that post of like, can a white girl with a nose ring tell me why I'm sad? And someone replied, "It's Earth." Or what planet's making me sad? What planet's making me sad? And someone's like, "It's Earth. It's always Earth."
It's Earth. That's right. Okay, and then one more noun.
How to guide. How to guide for dummies.
How to guide?
Yeah, and how to guide, like how, like you know.
Oh, like a how-to guide. Okay, how-to guide.
Yeah, and how to guide for dummies.
For dummies. Okay. See what the fuck you did here. Okay. All right, this one is called Out on the Lanai.
Lanai.
You ready? Okay, ready. Here we go.
Still in our Golden Girls.
Yes, of course we're still in the Golden Girls. Yes, of course.
Yes.
You would think that the girls, Lanai, would be the perfect place to relax and clear your thrapple. Which makes sense, apparently. But it seems that something nebulous is always happening out there. Like when Blanche hires a stripper dressed as a dolphin trainer to square dance at Dorothy's bridal shower. A man in a poison dart frog costume parachutes down thinking he is at the durian bowl.
That sounds gross.
Rose sees a Crayola eating glue sniffer in the night sky and thinks it's a UFO.
I think Rose is high.
Rose is something, that's for sure. Dorothy and Miles get swept away in the finger-licking good moonlight and share a forbidden love triangle.
Oh. Spicy.
Ooh. Sophia puts a Sicilian edible underwear on the neighbor after his white girl collection of crystals crashes onto their how-to guide for dummies. That's it.
I love it.
That's it. I can totally see Sophia put edible underwear on somebody, though. Because she crazy. So sorry. I put my book down. And it hit the enter button. And I didn't mean for it to. I apologize. So, anyway. There's a lot of dust in my office, apparently. Do you see this?
Fly. Yeah, or fly.
Yeah, no, it's not a fly. That's either dust or ghosts. One of the two. Oh, God, what am I doing? Wrong way. There we go. Anyway, that's it.
That's all we got.
For this one. That's all we got. Did we enjoy Am I the Asshole? I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. It was nice talking points. If you enjoyed it, let us know. You can now comment.
Yeah, we're doing it again
on Spotify.
Like 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, in like 5 minutes. You can now comment on Spotify. And I can reply to you now. So you could always comment. But I can reply to you, or Amanda can reply to you now. We never used to be able to reply to you. But we can now. You can also leave us a comment on our YouTube if you're watching this. Please do that. It's a sacrifice to the algorithm gods. They like it very much. And that helps us a lot. So like, share, subscribe, bell icons, all the things. If you're listening, whatever thing you're listening to this on, if you can, oh God, there goes my voice. If you can rate and review, do that, please and thank you. Even if it's just like these girls or review, I don't know, 5 stars, I don't care. Whatever you want to say, just do it, please, because it helps us a lot there too. Get some visibility. And what else? What am I missing? Oh, come hang out with us on Facebook. We're there most often. We do also have other social media, like our Reddit here that we were on. We are u/not neurotypical girls on Reddit. And then we're just at the NDC podcast on everything else. So if there is a social profile out there, a platform to be socialed on, that's what our thing is. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. We love you. That's it.
Julie, do the thing.
I'm afraid there are no more things to do.
Okay, so we're gonna go now. We love you. Bye.
Bye.